Hello everyone, my name is Kieran from RedDevilWeekly. Welcome to another Manchester United transfer update for you guys. Today, as you'll see by a thumbnail, we are talking about Antoine Griezmann. So hopefully you can sit back, relax and enjoy the next however long I am live of content. If you do want to leave a like on the channel, that'd be absolutely superb. We've been hitting fantastic like totals so far, so absolutely fantastic, and thank you very much for doing so. Welcome Matthew, welcome to the streamer friend, how are you doing? And also please do subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. I do believe we're on 230 subscribers, so thank you so much for subscribing. Welcome Ryan as well, welcome to the stream. Hope you are guys all having a fantastic Monday. I know that some of you probably went back to school today after a long Christmas break. Hopefully it didn't hit you too hard, but today we are here to talk about Antoine Griezmann and just general Manchester United transfer news. Now, the main story about this Griezmann deal is the fact that a few sources are reporting different things. One source is reporting that, you know, a deal for Griezmann could be agreed in the last week of January, and his contract demands are around 400,000 a week, which is very much I mean, I'd like to hear what you think in the comments. Do you think 400 grand a week is too much for Antoine Griezmann? Welcome Liroylita as well, welcome to the stream. And yeah, so apparently his contract demands are 400,000 a week, which would be a lot of money to be paying for someone of his caliber. Although he is he's a very good player. Thanks Liroylita, thank you for the like, I appreciate it. And if you guys want to, you know, follow suit, please do. Thoughts on Mora, says Matthew Jones. Obviously, I did make a transfer stream about him. If you want to go check that out, it's on the channel under the playlist Transfer Talk. And as I said, just before I get into that, if you want to go check out the list of channels on my channel page, please do go check them out. And, you know, subscribe to all of them as well as all the ones in the links in the description down below. But Lucas Moura, obviously, you know, it's, you know, he's if you any of you don't know, he's a winger from Paris Saint-Germain, a Brazilian winger, quite a young winger. I think he's on like 24 years old, around that kind of age. And we have been heavily linked with him this January transfer window. We have been looking for a winger for quite a while. And you know, I think it might be interesting to sign Lucas Moura. A few people on the stream when I did it were saying that he wasn't, you know, the caliber of signing that Manchester United should be looking for, and we should be going for somebody else, something a bit bigger, maybe someone like a Gareth Bale, Griezmann, or Dybala. We should be looking for these players, like Ozil as well. So yeah, a few people saying that, but I think he wouldn't be a bad signing. I think he would be very. I think he would help the team, especially on the wings. He provides a bit of energy and a bit of power, a bit of pace. Welcome Man United Max, welcome to the streamer friend, how are you doing? Please do leave a like if you haven't already. He says, I thought about making a video tonight, but I'm too tired. Yeah, I think, obviously, I'm pretty sure you went back to school today, didn't you? So, yeah, obviously, you know, it's a killer. Going back to school, you know, a day after a long Christmas break, it's a killer. But, you know, it's good to get back into the swing of things, and hopefully you'll be right. He also says, we need to make signings so other teams will get them. That's very true. You know, a lot of teams now have the kind of, you know, real buying power you know, they have the real buying power to take players off you and also deny you players. And, you know, if we don't swoop in for them early enough, then they can just play the waiting game, and then we won't be able to get the signing that we want. Welcome, it's Mackenzie. Welcome to the streamer friend. How are you doing? Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Lily says, I fell asleep before. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe because you're tired. I don't know. But thankfully you're awake now and watching the stream. Thank you very much for watching. Ryan says, Malcolm looks like a quality winger. I'd be happy if we signed him. Obviously, another player which we've been heavily linked with in this transfer window. From Bordeaux, from what I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say I've seen a lot of him. I've not seen too much of Malcolm. But, you know, what I have seen of him, he does seem like a very good winger. But I think you know, is he ready for that step up to a top level? Because when you're playing for Bordeaux, you know, he's got really good stats. You know, in a struggling Bordeaux team, I think he's got 4 goals and 7 assists this season. But I think when you play for Bordeaux, it's in the Liga, in the French league, it's a much different level to when you play in the Premier League. So hopefully, if we did sign him, be able to play up to that standard. Welcome, Choose. Welcome to stream, buddy. How are you doing? Please do leave a like, guys, if you haven't already as well. That'd be absolutely fantastic. But yeah, I think Malcolm might be a decent signing. Max saying we need to sign Malcolm quick, or City will get him. But yeah, I think that is true. Man City or PSG, they do have a lot of buying power as well. By the way, welcome Lewis Plays and welcome to Jer O'Neill. Welcome you guys to the stream. Thank you for watching. By the way, if you haven't already, please do subscribe to the channel. We're trying to get to 250 subscribers by the end of the January transfer window. So can we hit that? It's a crazy target, but please, a subscription would really, really help the cause. So please do subscribe and leave a like if you haven't already. Also, go subscribe if you are a Manchester United fan and you love this kind of content. Go and subscribe to all the channels in the description down below. Jer says, would Malcolm want to come to United? Didn't he say he's waiting on the call from Pep? So I'm not sure if he'd join us. Well, I mean, at the moment, Man City do seem like the more appealing club. Obviously, you know what, 13 points clear. 13 points clear of Manchester United in the title race. You know, the title's wrapped up for them. So for a player to get into that sort of team and get into the potential future that Man City might have, it really does seem like a very promising thing for a young player like Malcolm. So I wouldn't be surprised if he went to Man City. Thanks for the like, Jern. Thanks for the likes, everyone. We've been hitting some absolutely fantastic like goals, so hopefully we can keep that up, and I really do appreciate all of your support. But yeah, it's interesting, Malcolm. I might make a transfer video for him soon as well, because we have been quite linked to him, although, you know, Man City, if they got him, they look like they're going to bring in Sanchez as well. They're getting even more devastating, and I mean, especially a team in Man City, you wouldn't expect they would have to really strengthen in the transfer window, but they've already done more business than us, and a lot of Manchester United fans are, you know, aren't very happy about that. Ryan says this channel grew a lot in the last 3 or 4 months. Yeah, it has. I just want to thank you guys as well. It's all you guys. It's not me. You know, I do the videos, but you guys give me the support every single stream, and I really, really do appreciate that. And I really do appreciate it. And you know, this is the reason why I do it, for you guys, and also the fact that I love doing these kind of streams and talking about my favourite club, Manchester United. So yeah, thank you very much for all your support. Man United Max says, does that award guy have a channel email? Because I didn't get it, or what's his email? I actually was. I saw your DM to me yesterday, by the way. Don't worry about that. I was trying to look for it, and it just wasn't. I couldn't find it. I'll try and find it again today, and when I find it, I'll send it to you, or I can send you the little emblem if you want to display it. Welcome, it's Jay. Welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you doing? He says, I subscribed and liked. I like Man United, but City are at the top. Yeah, unfortunately they are this season, but they are pulling away with it. And, you know, sometimes you got to hold your hands up and say they've been a very, very good side this season. Not many teams have been able to stop them. Also, I mean, to be fair, Crystal Palace nearly got a win against them, although, you know, they bottled the penalty, which is really, really annoying. I mean, I can't believe he bottled the penalty, Milivojevic, I think his name is. But you know, I think, in my opinion, we're not too far away from City as people think. Just because the points gap is large doesn't mean that, you know, the way we play and our players are that far away. You know, you have to be realistic. They are, you know, better than us. And, you know, I have to admit that as a Manchester United fan. It's hard to admit it, but you do have to admit Man City this season have been annoyingly better than us. But that's not mean that we're anywhere close. I think we are close to them, just a bit. You know, a few more signings and we'll be right up there with Man City as well. Brian says Malcolm would be risky but better than nothing. I mean, that is true. Obviously, you know, sometimes it's about quality, not quantity. But I do think we need to bring in a few players just to freshen up the squad and give us a few more options. Maybe free up a few players. Obviously, we are playing Martial on the wing and Rashford on the wings. And obviously their best positions when they came into Manchester United were further up the pitch. And so, you know, maybe if we did bring in a winger, it would free up those players to kind of play more centrally and play in their natural positions, and hopefully that would make us play better as a team. Matthew Jones says we can't afford not to sign players. We've made the mistake in the last couple of years. Yeah, and I think the January transfer window is such a good opportunity to do that. I mean, if you look down the years at the January signings we've made, you know, Juan Mata, Patrice Evra, Nemanja Vidic, this is a very, very exciting window and a great opportunity to bring in some, you know, decent talent to really bolster your squad and bolster your chances of a good finish come May. Welcome United fan, welcome to the stream, mate. How are you doing? Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Tube says we don't want to sign second-rate players, in my opinion. Just bloats the squad. We need a proper first-class signing to improve us in attack. And I think, you know, that's the same argument. You know, quality, not quantity. You know, I think we, as Manchester United, we have the money, we have the talent, we have the scouts, we have everything in place to go out and spend good money on, you know, good players. And you know, the January transfer window, obviously we've seen Van Dijk 75 million. We've seen as well. We've seen you know, Coutinho go for 142 million. So as I've said in previous streams, maybe these deals might change the way that the January transfer window is viewed, because I think the January transfer window has been viewed in the past as being a window which you know, is kind of for small money players, or you know, maybe loan deals and things like that. It's not for big transfers, but it seems that it is. It can be for big transfers if you just sort of pay the money and, you know, kind of get off your arse and actually sign someone. So maybe that's what's happening behind the scenes. Fingers crossed that it is happening behind the scenes. And I would like to be able to talk in these transfer videos and talk about an actual signing rather than just a bit of speculation for you guys. But I do like keeping you guys abreast of all the transfer news going on. Ryan said he would like to see Fabinho, obviously another player which we've been heavily linked with, especially in the summer transfer window this year. And I think he would have been a very good player, obviously, at that Monaco team. And I think he does have a chance of leaving that team, obviously, because they're not doing as well as they were doing with all their star players. I mean, they still have Lamar, but obviously a lot of other players have left their team, and so they're not as good as they once were. So maybe he would like to advance his career and move on to the next step, and I do believe he is at that step as well. Welcome ENGR 2017, thank you very much for joining, my friend. If you haven't already, please do leave a like, that'd be absolutely superb. He says, would you like Pogba to play as a 10 or CF, just behind a striker, or do you prefer him to remain as a CM centre defensive mid? Well, I mean, we saw against Everton what happened when he got forward a bit more, and you know, I think he definitely is a much better player when he gets forward, and you know, because he can create more chances. He's a lot more threatening to the other players, especially to the opposition defenders. And I think when he gets more forward, we see the Paul Pogba of the Juventus, the one which was feared by defenders, the one which, you know, absolutely bullied midfielders. I mean, you could also make the argument, though, that he's better in a CDM centre-mid position, as, you know, he can control the midfield better in that position, and, you know, he can have a more stable midfield. But I do prefer him in an attacking role. He look a lot more threatening when he is in that attacking role, and we create a lot more chances for you know, the likes of Jesse Lingard, Marcus Rashford. And I think the more chances we create, the better, because you know, the more chances you create, the more you're going to score. So, you know, that's just simple math. So I do prefer him playing as a sort of number 10 or a further forward player. But if he does play in that centre mid role, he still can do a good job. And especially with maybe, you know, a holding midfielder like Matic, or maybe somebody else we might bring in, he's able to be freed up, and yeah, he's able to be freed up, and he can go forward a bit more, and hopefully that we can keep doing that, because I thought in the Everton game he was absolutely superb. Ryan says, I heard Mata, Herrera and Blind were gonna get some new contracts. I mean, I'm happy for I am happy for Mata and Herrera. A few people might be a bit weird about Ander Herrera, although I was quite happy about Ander Herrera, because I do think that, you know, he has shown as a Manchester United player over the years that he's a good player. He's someone who can be resourceful and can be, you know, even if he is on the bench, He can still help us in the smaller games and also possibly in the bigger games doing, you know, the dirty work. Obviously, a few Man United fans are a bit annoyed about him, and as his performances hasn't been good of late. And I do agree his form has not been great, but I do think he's still got a lot to offer this Manchester United team. So I do hope that we keep him, because for another team he might be very solid player. He might regret leaving him out. Mata has been a very consistent performer for us when he has played for us. So I'm very happy he might be you know, he might be offered a new contract. Daley Blind. Now, this is an interesting one. Obviously, Louis van Gaal had a few comments to make about Daley Blind. But I think, you know, he is a good player. I just don't think he's really, you know, Manchester United quality, really. I think he's a player who maybe he's being played out of position. Maybe he might be better as a kind of ball-playing midfield player. But all in all, he just hasn't shown me a performance where he's really taken the game by a scruff of the neck. I can't remember a performance where he got man of the match. I can't remember the last time that he got man of the match or played really well and we actually said he actually played well in that game. I can't remember a day when that happened. So yeah, it's interesting. Welcome PJ7, welcome to the stream, my friend. How are you doing? Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Thank you very much for joining. But yeah, Chief says green screen looks professional like a reporter on TV. Thank you very much for that. I appreciate it. I'm very happy I got it as a Christmas present. Very happy to get that. I also heard that, you know, Zach's Footy World is getting the same green screen as I've had, so hopefully his setup can be complete. And if you want to go check out his channel, link is in the description down below. Also, if you have Twitter and are not following me, please do follow me on Twitter at RedDevilWeekly. The link, as always, is in the description down below. But yeah, I think you know, I think Herrera, as you're saying there, Ryan. Ryan says here Herrera is very average and he can't be a starter at Manchester United. I think, in my opinion, I do think that's slightly harsh. I mean, I think he, you know, as of late, I would definitely agree that his performances have not shown that he should be a starter at Manchester United. But I do think he's got a lot to offer the squad, and you know, being in the squad, you know, having a Spanish player in there as well helps the likes of De Gea and Mata. But obviously, that's we can't have that as the primary reason for him getting in the team. But I think he does have a lot to offer the squad. He's still, you know, not an old player. He's still got a few years left, or he's got, you know, I don't feel that he's in his prime yet as a player. So hopefully he can get to that for us, and hopefully he can be a good option. Welcome BHG Brotherhood Gaming. He says I never read his comments. Well, I'm going to read your comments now. He says still no sign of Uche rumours. I'm starting to be concerned that our board aren't taking the market seriously. I don't know, Uche, what is that? Uche Paisley maybe, or Uche, the Nigerian one from Villarreal. I don't know who you're talking about, but that's not the kind of player I think Manchester United should be signing. But yeah, there we go. Welcome Matthew Coyle, welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing? Please do leave a like if you haven't already. And he says, Kieran never reads my comments either. So, but there you go. I've read your comments. Happy New Year. Happy New Year. I've read your comments. But yeah, if you could please leave a like. I think we might have surpassed 10 likes. I don't have the likes up on the screen for me, so we might have surpassed 10 likes. And if we have, I do appreciate your support. Thank you very much for watching. But yeah, I mean, I'd love to hear what you guys have to think in the live chat about any other signings we think we should make, and also any other, you know, particular players who should be looking to sort of, you know, leave the club. And actually, Max has also brought up a point as well. The FA Cup draw took place at 7 o'clock, and of course, we got the lowest ranked side in the cup, Yeovil Town, away from home. They are absolutely buzzing with that draw. For me, not so much. I think it wasn't the best draw we could have got. I would have liked a bit more of an exciting draw, because Yeovil Town, no harm to them, they're not the greatest team. Obviously, we can't underestimate them, even though they play in League 2. I mean, as Matthew says there, Yeovil is a poor draw. If we lose there, we're a laughing stock, and if we win, no one cares. That is true. You know, we've got all the pressure on us. Yeovil can just go out there and, you know, play their best football and see what happens. But with us, you know, we'll have to go out there and make sure we don't get absolutely, you know, made into a laughing stock. And, you know, that is unfortunate. Obviously, as you say, they are 21st in League 2. And, you know, even though they're not, you know, even though they're, you know, 21st in League 2, you never know what could happen. I mean, that could just add fuel to the fire. Joe O'Neill says, could take a risk on Justin Kluivert. I mean, obviously, we saw a few images of Jose Mourinho talking to Justin Kluivert after the Ajax game in the UEFA Cup, the Europa League final. The Europa League final, talking to him. Possibly that might mean something. I think he is a very promising young player. We've seen a few highlights on Twitter of him, you know, by the Sports Bible, that kind of stuff. I haven't really seen much of him. I've just read Brother Gaming's comments. Yeah, okay. Probably won't go down well, that comment. Yeah, as I said. But yeah, I think Justin Kluivert has, you know, I think he has a lot of potential, and at Manchester United, he'll definitely be able to grow into a decent, you know, into a decent player. Obviously, Ajax is very, very good at bringing through young talent, and maybe the influence of his dad as well, playing for Ajax. He might want to stay in the Netherlands for, you know, stay in the Netherlands for a few more years to continue his development. But I think he would be a decent player for us, and we could definitely develop him in years to come. But yeah, good shout, Jerd. Good shout. Also want to make... Am I pronouncing your name right, by the way? Is it Jer? Is it Jer or is it something else? I'm not sure what it is, but hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. And yeah, Manuel Max said, De Gea, Lukaku, Valencia are up for Team of the Year in FIFA 18. I mean, as I said, you know, 3 Man United players, very, very good. I was surprised to see no Pogba. I thought, even though he wasn't scoring loads of goals, I thought he still had a decent season this season. But obviously they didn't see it that way. Obviously they thought that, you know, they thought that oh, I don't know, I forgot. But I think someone got in there who I didn't agree with ahead of Pogba. But yeah, it'd be nice to see De Gea get a Team of the Year. I don't think Valencia will, to be honest. I think he'll be one of the Real Madrid players or Barcelona. Oh, good. I'm pronouncing it right. Good. That's good to hear. Chief says Yeovil's a great game for Romero, Tuanzebe, Rojo, McTominay, Herrera, Rashford to play. And yeah, I think it's you know, I do agree. I think we need to start playing those fringe players and giving them more opportunities, especially Tuanzebe. I don't think we have been giving him enough opportunities. I thought the Derby game would have been a good opportunity for him, but unfortunately we didn't give him the opportunities that I think we should have done. So hopefully in that game we can give him some more opportunities to play, and hopefully he can show his stuff. ENGR 2017 says, any updates on Zlatan? Is it true he got injured again? Yeah, I think he did. Obviously, Ryan's answered your question there. He's out for a month, which is unfortunate, but I mean, in my opinion, it's a bit of a controversial opinion, but I didn't think he was really adding that much to our squad at this moment. Obviously, he was pretty unfit from his injury, and I do think that this injury now has been contributed to by the fact that he kind of rushed himself back and tried to prove that, you know, he was really good. He was, like, you know, really, really strong. But I think it would have been nicer for him if he sort of stayed out for a bit more and then came back fully fit, and so we could use him straight away. Because, you know, obviously, apart from scoring that goal against Bristol City, he hasn't really contributed too much to the team in his return, which is a bit of an anticlimax. Tube says we should get Pulisic. Great potential and would be a massive commercial asset. I think that is decent. You know, obviously Pulisic, one of the hottest talents in world football at the moment, and I think he does have a lot of potential. You know, playing at Dortmund as well, and he's played in that Champions League level and put some really good performances at that level. So it does seem like he's ready for a big challenge, and maybe Manchester United might be the one. I think again another young player. We are very, very good at bringing through young talent and making them better. You know, we've got the likes of Ronaldo to boast about, Rio Ferdinand, Wayne Rooney. That's just to name a few. we've got loads of other players in the Manchester United history which we brought through from a young age, signed them, and then they've come through to be great players in the future. So I hope we can do that, possibly with Pulisic. Brother Gaming says, how is this a stream about Griezmann? Clickbait. Well, no, it's just a transfer stream, really. You know, it's obviously we start off by talking about Antoine Griezmann and getting the opinions of that, and then we go on to talk about other transfers and other possible transfers like that. And then, you know, obviously it's a Manchester United fan channel, so you can voice your opinion on anything to do with Manchester United. So that's really the explanation I'm going to give you. If you do like it, please do leave a like and subscribe. Tube says he's rushed back too soon. He's 37 soon. It could be the end for him in top league football. I think that is a good point. Obviously, a lot of people were thinking that he'd possibly go to the MLS instead of stay with us. And possibly that might have been a better career move for him, because I'm not sure how much of the rest of the season he is going to play a part for us. He did say he had unfinished business at Manchester United, but I do think that, you know, he's not really offering the team much at the moment. So, I mean, I do hope that he can offer us something in the future, but I'm not sure if he's going to have a big impact come the end of the season, and we might be looking back at the fact that he came back as a bit of an anti-climax and not a great feat from him. Just says, I would like to sign Kluivert. I just wouldn't want him to turn out like another Memphis with him being unproven in the Premier League. I mean, that is a danger. Obviously, we did sign Memphis, and we were it was a very, very promising signing. You know, a young player who was killing it in the Dutch league, and we signed him, and you know, we were really, really excited about him. But yeah, he just wasn't really performing at his best, wasn't performing to his potential, and it is annoying. It is annoying, but. I do think that Jose Mourinho, as you say there, Joe, I think Jose Mourinho is a class manager, and I think, you know, despite whatever the media is saying, despite whatever they like to make up, I do think that Jose Mourinho is a good manager of players, and I think, you know, I think he would be able to develop him into a better player. Now, Tubes does bring up a good point that, you know, he needs development, and you know, it is true that maybe he might need a bit more development in terms of the fact that is he too young to take on such a big role and such a big challenge at Manchester United as of just yet. Although I do think in the near future he will be one to look out for, and maybe it might be right to swoop him up now then swoop him up later when his price is inevitably very much inflated. But yeah, I mean, it's interesting. Justin Kluivert's, you know, a very interesting player. Obviously one which has been linked with Manchester United, obviously after the fact that Jose Mourinho, you know, was looking at him, talking to him, and things like that. And after all that kind of stuff happens these days, social media goes straight on it and make a story out of it. Welcome, Daryl. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing? Thank you very much for joining. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. But yeah, it's an interesting one. It is an interesting one. And yeah, it's a good shout in my opinion. It's a good shout. Also, Pulisic from Tubes is a good shout, I think. But there's so many players which Manchester United could potentially bring in and have the power to bring in as well. But it seems that there's been no movement, or at least any movement that we can really, you know, see or recognise. So it's it's a bit underwhelming so far. But we don't know what's happening behind the scenes, and obviously. You know, it might turn out good for us, and we might get the players that we you know, the players that we want in this transfer window. But I definitely think this is a great opportunity for us to strengthen the squad. Obviously, we see the likes of Arsenal, you know, Man City going out and strengthening, and other teams around us strengthening. And if we don't, then we might be in trouble of losing out. But I wouldn't be too worried too soon. There's still a lot of time left in the transfer window, so hopefully we can do something about that, and we can we will be able to sign one. Yeah, Yeovil in the Cup for United, a decent draw. I mean, I don't know if it's a very decent draw actually for us, considering, you know, they're the lowest ranked side, and so they'll have all the support of the whole country really, and will be kind of the big power they're trying to take down, and obviously the narratives will start to come in. But hopefully we have the squad and we have the players to overcome it, and hopefully I won't be making another rant video about the fact that we're absolutely poor. 2-1 Brighton, apparently, obviously in the first game in the Premier League, no, in FA Cup history, or in any English competition, that they've used the VAR system of referring decisions. Very, very interesting. I'm not sure if any decisions have actually been reviewed in that game, but yeah, it'd be interesting to see it being implemented in the Premier League. I think of a lot of the scandals and decisions that's happened recently in the Premier League might have got overturned. Chief said, I don't think anyone is stronger. Liverpool got Virgil van Dijk but lost Coutinho. Chelsea got Barkley, who's nothing special. I mean, that is true. Obviously, Barkley's not, you know, the best signing for Chelsea, in my opinion. I don't think he'll really add to their squad. And obviously, yeah, losing Coutinho is going to be a huge loss for Liverpool. And bringing in Van Dijk is a signing which they probably needed, but I think they still have a bit more strengthening to do to get to the kind of top level. But yeah, I mean, I do take your point. I do take your point in that the fact that, you know, obviously, even though we haven't strengthened, I think most of our players are, you know, still better or the same as the Liverpool team as well. So maybe we don't need to strengthen as much as we think we need to do, which is also an interesting point. Borough Brighton in the 4th round, that'd be, I mean, yeah, I mean, Borough will beat Borough 4-0. Brighton will beat Borough 4-0. I mean, you wouldn't put it past them. Oh, God. Bit of banter on them. All aboard the banter bus. But yeah, FA Cup. I would like to win the FA Cup this year. I think it would be a really good achievement. Obviously, we'd get all the Mourinho haters off our backs. And, you know, winning silverware is always what Manchester United strive for. And also the fact that, you know, you know, Arsenal are ahead of us on FA Cup. So I'd like to keep that so that we are, you know, level or at least ahead. See you later, Ryan. Thank you so much for joining the stream as always. Please do leave a like if you haven't already, pal. And yeah, thank you very much for joining, Ryan. Appreciate it. But yeah, I mean, hopefully we can win silverware this year because I think the Premier League's probably gone. The Champions League, I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but it's not out of the question that we could go and win it this year. You know, you might call me, you know, Kieran, you're crazy. What are you talking about? You know, we can't even beat Huddersfield. Never mind, you know, Real Madrid. You know, but with Jose Mourinho in charge, you know, he's had a lot of experience in the Champions League, a lot of experience of winning the Champions League as well. So it'll be interesting to see how we go. It'll be interesting to see how we go. And I think if we build up a bit of steam, if we build up a bit of a run and a bit of confidence in the Champions League, you never know how far we'll go in that. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a very interesting, you know, end of the season. I think there's a lot to look forward to, even though the Manchester United fans on social media might not have you believe that. I think there is a lot to look forward to, a lot of potential with this season. And even though the league's out of the question, there's still a lot to hope for. I do think we should keep aiming and keep in that 2nd place position. And you know, that'd definitely be an improvement on last season, and we definitely progressed from last season. Just the way we play football, the way that we're able to kill games this season, it would definitely, you know, has made a change to how, yeah, it's definitely made a change to how we play. So I'm pretty happy with the way the season's gone so far. I think at the start of the season, if you told me this was how the season was going to go, I'd probably take it. I would probably take it. At the start of the season. So yeah, I think, I'm not sure about you guys, if you guys would have taken it at the start of the season, but I definitely would have taken, you know, 2nd place, 4th round of the FA Cup, round of 16 of the Champions League by this time this season. I think I would have taken it. So I'd love to hear what you guys have to think on that as well. But yeah, very, very interesting. Very, very interesting indeed. A very interesting period for Manchester United. Tubes agrees. Yeah, I'd agree with you as well there. But I mean, on the subject as well. On the subject of the transfer window, there are some players which a lot of Manchester United fans would like to see leave the club, and also some players which have been linked with a move away from Old Trafford. Obviously, Marouane Fellaini, one of them, being linked to a move with PSG. I mean, in my opinion, I don't see why they would make that signing. why would PSG want a player like Marouane Fellaini when they've got such great midfield players, such great, you know, attacking, build-up midfield players? Why would they want someone like Marouane Fellaini who's just going to, you know, inevitably slow them down and make them a slower team and probably not as threatening forward-wise and probably a bit slower? So I don't know why they would want Fellaini. Obviously, Mkhitaryan's also been linked with a move to Inter Milan. Now, a few Manchester United fans on his recent performances have been saying that he should leave the club. You know, I don't understand why, to be honest. I think, obviously, based on his recent performances, it'd be very hard to make a case for him to you know, to start. Apparently, Fosu Mensah missed the sitter. You know what, Daryl? I'm gonna, you know, we support Fosu Mensah. We support Fosu Mensah. Oh, goodness me. But yeah, also Dortmund, as Jer says, there has been linked. Mkhitaryan has been linked with a return to his former club, where incidentally he was voted Bundesliga Player of the Season. I mean, that seems so far away to where he is now. So, you know, it does seem that he has been very much linked with a move away from Manchester United. But I still think he will be at Manchester United by the end of the transfer window. I think I think he'd definitely be at Manchester United by the end of the transfer window. I just don't see us wanting to get rid of such a. I think he is a quality player. He's a quality player who's just hasn't got the confidence and is not being backed by the fans either, because, you know, the fans are not backing him. They're not supporting him enough, in my opinion. They're, you know, slating him on social media, and obviously with the advancement of social media and the advancement of all the stuff around football, which didn't really exist, you know, 10 years ago. I think, you know, obviously players do have to deal with that, and they are trained to deal with that kind of thing. But I think, you know, when a lot of abuse comes your way, it's very hard to kind of shake it off and make yourself believe that you are better than people are saying you are. So hopefully he can, you know, get back to his best. And I think when he is at his best, he's creating chances for other players, and we look much lethal team. I thought in the derby game he actually started to look pretty decent. Obviously he came off at half time, and I thought he did make a few decent passes, and, you know, a few passes which we haven't seen from Mkhitaryan in the past few games. So hopefully he is getting back to his best and being, you know, filling with confidence. But yeah, just a swap deal from Aubameyang. Aubameyang, of course, has also been heavily linked with Arsenal. But I mean, imagine that. I mean, I would take that, to be honest. I mean, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang on astonishing goal scoring form in the Bundesliga would just be, and to come to Manchester United, imagine a front two of Lukaku and Aubameyang with the likes of Pogba and Martial, Lingard. I mean, oh my God, that would be unreal. And I mean, we'd be up there with Man City. We'd be up there with Man City, but I don't think that's going to happen, to be honest. But, you know, we dare to dream, dare to dream. Full-time 2-1 Brighton. Brighton obviously playing Dowell's club Middlesbrough. Going to be very, very interesting with that one. As Tube says, easy Brighton win. You know, Glenn Murray hat-trick. There you go. Predicted it right now. Tube says Mickey been given a lot of abuse from the fans. Very unjust. I do agree with that. I think it is a bit unjust that the fans will be, you know, abusing your player, because I don't think it helps the player. You know, what is the point? You know, what is the point of you know, abusing one of your players? Because it's not going to help them. They're not going to go, oh, these people are, you know, abusing me and calling me all the names under the sun. You know what? I'm going to play my best for them. They're not going to think that. They're going to think, these fans don't like me. Why should I bother? You know, I don't understand why fans abuse other players. It just doesn't help the situation at all. The best thing you can do is get behind the player and cheer as loud as you can for them on match days, and, you know, get behind the whole team as well. And when you get behind the whole team and back them, you know, they'll play better. They'll play better football. So, you know, I think that's what the fans need to do. And hopefully we'll start playing better football. And hopefully we'll continue the good form that we've started to build up. But yeah, I think, obviously, you know, for players to get a sign of abuse, I don't think it's very unjust. Tube said, I treat all the players the same, show respect, but some United fans have just have their faves. I think, you know, that is true. I mean, if I was going to be honest about myself, I do have a few players which, you know, I do like a lot. You know, Paul Pogba being one of them. you know, obviously Jesse Lingard. But as I said, I support all the Manchester United players, you know, equally, because they're all part of a team. They're all, you know, working together to try and win the game. And, you know, even if I don't agree with a team selection, you know, I don't agree with a player playing in the team, I'll still get behind them. And I don't wish they do badly, or, you know, think that they will. I hope they do badly or not get behind them. I support them and hope they'd have a great performance. See you later, Dale. Thank you very much for joining the stream, pal. Really appreciate it. Please do leave a like if you haven't already, and I'll see you later. But yeah, thanks for joining. But yeah, I think overall the fan base is pretty good. There's just some fans who seem to, you know, treat players with a lack of respect, and I think, you know, we do need to, you know, I think we do need to make sure we keep showing the players respect, because, you know, what they're doing on the pitch, some of these players, is fantastic, and you know, it's unfair that, you know, they get abused and things like that. I think some of the United Stand commenters are pissed off that Lingard's playing well. I mean, obviously, a lot of them are writing off Lingard. I think, you know, Mark Goldridge also wrote off Lingard a bit. I mean, he still thinks he's not going to be world class, but I mean, at least he is consistent in his opinions. But you know, I mean, obviously, you know, it's okay to be wrong, and I think, you know, if you are salty that someone who you thought wasn't going to do well is doing well in your own team, I think that's a bit pathetic, really. But there's my thoughts on the situation. And I think, you know, when a player's playing well, you've got to just keep supporting them and hope they continue. You know, you don't want to be like, oh yeah, well, you know, I thought they were going to do badly, so I hope they slip into bad form again so I can say I told you so. You want to keep them going and keep supporting them and keep, you know, getting them into good form. So there you go. I don't know. I mean, I haven't heard about that choose, but yeah, it's not great. I don't think that's very good at all. But there you go. Rashford is frustrating at times, but it's so pathetic that some United fans call him Trashford again. You know, I definitely agreed that. You know, Marcus Rashford, again, another player who has sort of similar to Mkhitaryan, been going through a bit of a rough patch of form. And, you know, I just don't understand. You know, a few weeks ago, people were saying how good Rashford was, saying how, you know, he was, you know, one of the best young players in the Premier League. And then suddenly, he has a bad patch of form. And everyone's saying, oh yeah, we should get rid of him, he should be benched, he should be sold. You know, and I just think, how fickle do you have to be to sort of believe that? Welcome DLM75, welcome to stream. If you haven't already, by the way, subscribed to his channel. Does some absolutely superb transfer streams. I was on it yesterday. Some very, very good content. You should see his little setup he has. It's absolutely fantastic. I really like the kind of transition backgrounds as well. I think it looks really, really cool. So if you want to go subscribe to him, click on his channel and go to his channel, give him a subscription as well. But yeah, it's interesting. Very, very interesting period. I mean, this is why I like talking about Manchester United, you know, it's fan opinion, and I really like gauging what other people think, because, you know, when you're only thinking in your own mind and you only sort of discuss it with yourself, it's kind of, you know, it's a bit boring. But, you know, when you're discussing it with other Manchester United fans and getting their opinion on the fan base, I think, you know, it's really cool, and that's why I really love doing these streams. So thank you very much for your support, as I've already said. But yeah, I mean, DLM75, no problem, mate. No problem, mate. It's my pleasure. You know, when I see good content, I recognise it, and you definitely have very, very good content. So I would definitely recommend it to all my live watchers and subscribers. But yeah, it's good. It's a very I do like the transfer windows, especially the January transfer window, because you don't stop playing. Because obviously in the summer you're not playing games, and so it's not as exciting. But I think in the January transfer window, you know, you're still playing games. There's still games to look forward to, and it's a very exciting period of the year. Obviously, just after the Christmas period as well, and it's going to be interesting. Obviously, the next Premier League game or next game for Manchester United is Stoke at home, and then we play Spurs away. So two, I mean, in my opinion, quite tricky fixtures for us in these next two. And if we get 6 points out of these next two games, I'll be very, very pleased. I'll be very, very pleased for that. And I think, yeah, I'll be very, very pleased for that. How do I get the chat black? Well, on YouTube, I set it to like night mode or dark mode. And then when you do that, when you do the pop-out chat, you know, it turns black, and that's how I get the kind of effect that I have now. Chief said, I think there's a lot of our squad still has a lot to prove and can play better. That's exciting for the rest of the season. I do agree with you. You know, there's a lot of our squad which are young players as well, which can come through, and a lot of our squad which have got a lot to prove. And I do agree that, you know, with that sort of aspect, there's a lot of chance for those players to break out to the rest of the season, and hopefully in seasons to come become decent players. And I think, you know, there's a lot to look forward to for the rest of the season. You know, how far can we get in the Champions League? Will we win the FA Cup? Will we keep second position? Very, very exciting. Who will we sign in January? Who are we going to look to sign in the summer? A lot of exciting things to look forward to, and that's why I don't understand the pessimists that, you know, that I see on social media talking about how, you know, the season's over and it's such a bad season. I don't understand. DLM75 says, I'm so happy we got Yeovil. I mean, as interesting, obviously, you know, Yeovil being 22nd in League 2 are not exactly the biggest challenge for Manchester United, so hopefully we can go through to the 5th round. But some people saying also the fact that, you know, noticing the fact that, you know, we are expected to beat them, and if we don't beat them, you know, we look like a laughingstock. But if we do beat them, then it could, you know, it's just like another game and it doesn't matter. So, I mean, I can see the positives, I can see the negatives. One thing for certain, Yeovil will be, you know, absolutely up for that game. It will be their cup final. And with their home fans behind them, anything can happen. Hopefully, we're not a victim of a cup upset, especially to a League 2 side. Dal has 112 subscribers. Congratulations, my friend. Congratulations. Well deserved. And if you do want to go subscribe to Dal and up his subscriber count a bit more, please do feel free to do so. You know, click on his channel, go to his channel, does some great quality live streams and content. If you are a Manchester United fan, Borough fan, or like a bit of the Bayern Munich flavour as well, go and check him out. Just says, I hope to see Gomez get a game against Yeovil. I do think he's a great talent. I do think he needs some opportunities, and I'd love to see him get some opportunities this season. I think the last time he played in the first team was when he played in the last Premier League game of the season against Crystal Palace. I thought he did really well in that game, and I think we do need to give him some more chances, because I think the more chances that he gets at the top level, the more he'll be prepared when he's ready to take that step up into the first team regular and become a first team regular. So the more chances we give him, the better. And I think Yeovil would definitely be a great opportunity for him to show his stuff to the world effectively. DLM75 agrees with you, Jer. He says, I hope Angel Gomez too, as well. He's a talent. He is definitely a talent. He's definitely a talent, and hopefully he can grow into the next big thing and another homegrown talent which Manchester United bring through. I mean, there's a lot of players in the under-21s which are look very, very exciting and interesting players, and hopefully we can bring them through. Also, the fact that Angel Gomez has a, you know, I think Angel Gomez also has a Euros, is it the World Cup or the Euros? I'm not sure which one it was which England won, but he has a winner's medal, which is only going to be good for him. Also, Choose mentions Gribbin and Tanith Chong, very, very interesting prospects as well. So it'll be great to see their development over the coming seasons, and it's just, you know, it just seems in our DNA we produce such fire young talent. Tubes thinks that Gomez's physicality is holding him back at the moment. He isn't a big player. He's kind of similar to Lionel Messi. He's kind of small and not very physical. And, you know, we do know that Jose Mourinho does favour the kind of bigger and more physical players in the midfield roles than the kind of smaller, weaker players. But it doesn't mean that Gomez can't improve and, you know, become more physical and get into that first team. And I definitely think that if he did, he would deserve a place. Also, as Tube just mentioned there, he got his, you know, first team he got his first team contract, and I'm very, very happy he did. Welcome, Josh Cosgrave. Welcome to the stream, buddy. How are you doing? Don't worry, I do remember you. As soon as you popped up there, I remembered your name. Thank you so much for joining. Long time no see, buddy. Where have you been? No, I'm joking, but thank you so much for rejoining the stream. Please do leave a like if you haven't already, and yeah, I've grown a bit since then, but yeah, thank you so much for sticking with me, my friend, And yeah, please do leave a like if you haven't already. But I do appreciate your continued support for the channel. DLM75 said it was a good goal. Obviously, you know, Angel Gomez's goal against Derby in the Youth Cup, it was a very, very good goal. And Manchester United youth team do seem to have a knack of scoring very, very nice goals as well. Josh says my notifications wouldn't work. I mean, a way of sorting out is also if you click on the bell notification next to the subscribe, and then click always notified. That means every time I go live, you'll always be notified of me going live. So if you do that and click the notification button, maybe that might help. But yeah, hopefully that'll help out. I do think there is a lot of problems with YouTube's notifications, with live streams and things like that. It's a bit buggy. And that's why, you know, obviously, sometimes live stream stuff for viewers. But, you know, it's, hopefully it gets a bit better, and hopefully the system gets a bit better as well. But thank you very much for joining the stream, and no problem, buddy. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I really like talking about transfers. It gets me really excited because you think, you know, who are we going to bring in? Who are we going to, you know, who's going to leave? Who are we going to bring in? And I really like seeing fresh new faces at Manchester United to kind of freshen up the team and make it better. And I do think that, you know, we will bring someone in this January. I think we will sign at least one player. And I hope it'll be someone who will really improve the team and not just a player who we're going to loan out, or a meaningless player who's going to play 3 games and then we're going to, you know, want to sell him. I hope it really is a talent who we can bring in for the future and can really change the way Manchester United play for the future. Chief thinks Griezmann and Ozil will be here in the summer. Yeah, I mean, I do think that it's kind of a summer transfer, Griezmann and Ozil. A bit of speculation of obviously Ozil coming to Old Trafford, and I have done a video which you can see on the channel. And I think there is a possibility of him coming in January, although, you know, summer transfers, there's a lot of possible transfers which, and in the summer, obviously, there's more time to kind of get the marketing right and things like that. So usually more transfers happen in the summer, and I would say someone like Griezmann would leave in the summer, because I don't think there'd be any way of Atletico wanting to let him go halfway through the season unless he really wanted to go. And to be honest, I don't see too many signs that he's bursting to come to Old Trafford. Josh says, love the background, thank you very much. I got a green screen for Christmas, so I decided to pop it up and see what, you know, just have a bit of an experiment with it. And it's obviously been up for a few streams. If you have any suggestions as well as to anything else you think we should put in the back of this, please do let me know in the live chat or in the comment section down below. Just as I hope Ozil comes in January, I do hope that as well. I think he'd be a really good signing to make mid-season. I think he'd really improve us for the better this season. DLM75 says, I got a green screen like you, but sometimes it's not as good. As you can see little dots on my t-shirt, but yours is perfect. Yeah, I think I did have that problem. And obviously, there's a bit of problem also with the lighting and things like that. I mean, I think I just had to fiddle with the settings quite a lot just to make sure it's as good as I could possibly get. Obviously, it's not perfect. You can probably see a few stuff around me, but you know, I think it's doing a good job at the moment. Josh says maybe Mkhitaryan on the outs. Yeah, possibly. We talked about this earlier in the stream. I think, you know, Mkhitaryan, I think, you know, I wouldn't like to see him leave. I would like to see him stay at Old Trafford. I think he does have the calibre to be a Manchester United player. I think he's just in a bit of a bad patch at the moment, and hopefully he can regain his confidence. Hopefully this trip to Dubai will completely change him and make him into a fantastic player. Welcome, Zach, from Zach's Footy World. Guys, if you haven't already in the stream, go check his channel out. Link is in the description down below. Go check it out. Great Manchester United content. And also, go check out all the other Manchester United fan channels I've linked in the description down below. Some great content that you guys do not want to miss out on. I can tell you that right now. Tube says, I keep Mickey, but he's very low on confidence. Hopefully, he can regain that confidence, because when he's on form, when he's got that confidence and that swagger, I mean, we saw at the start of the season, he was absolutely devastating to teams. Obviously, you know, it was West Ham. It was the likes of West Ham and you know, Swansea and, you know, Crystal Palace, those sort of teams. You know, they weren't the best caliber teams, but I think you know, he does deserve a bit more credit, and I hope he does regain his confidence quite soon. DLM75, I don't understand why some teams have gone to Dubai. I'm not sure why, really. Obviously, we can go to Dubai because our game is on a Monday, and we're just having a bit of a week's training in Dubai. And Zach said that I think it's just to rest players and for squad bonding. Obviously, yeah, that is true. You know, maybe Mourinho can sit down with the players, you know, set out his stall for the rest of the season. Hopefully we can come back fresh and revitalised for that Stoke game and continue our good form. Obviously 2 wins on the bounce, hoping to make it 3 wins on the bounce as well. Chief says we were going to play Man City tomorrow, but we got kicked out of the League Cup. Obviously, yeah, you know, that is annoying. Don't bring that up, Chiefs. Don't bring that up. Oh, God. Oh, no. You just brought back a bad memory. Oh, it's out of focus. Wait. No, it's not going to come back into focus, is it? Hopefully it does come back into focus. I think it's a bit out of focus. But, yeah, I mean, it's unfortunate that Bristol City knocked us out. But, yeah, let's just leave that in the past. And just, you know, just leave it there. Hold on, can I make it, like, focus away from... Oh, it's not focusing, really. That's interesting. Okay, now it's better. It's better now. She says, I bet Bristol City lie down tomorrow and lose 10-0. I totally agree. I think Man City are going to absolutely whip Bristol City. You know, they had their cup final, and now the players are scared of Man City. I think they're going to absolutely be, you know, knocked out by Man City. No, I just got a comment there. I just got a comment over there saying, apparently Man City are better. I mean, who would have thought it? 18 likes, mate. That is absolutely superb. Thank you so much for all the support. Can we hit 20 likes? Can we? I mean, that would be an absolutely fantastic stream. You know, obviously for the last few streams we've been hitting, you know, 13. We've been getting, the likes have been going up and up and up. So, and I really do appreciate all the likes. Thank you so much for all the support on the stream as well. And it'll be interesting to see who's going to win the Carabao Cup. Obviously, Arsenal's still in it. Chelsea's still in it. You know, Man City's still in it. So, you know, a few teams which could potentially win it. Obviously, Man City were the favourites. Although Chelsea were the favourites last season. But Man City were the favourites to kind of go through. But I don't know. Stu said that, to be fair, I'd rather progress in the FA Cup than the League Cup. I definitely agree. I think the FA Cup's a much more prestigious trophy if you win it. It's much more of an accolade if you win it. And obviously with that gap with Arsenal as well, it's going to be very, very interesting to see. And hopefully we can close that gap and get some more silverware to get all the media and that off our back. DLM75 says, I swear Bristol City better do some damage tomorrow like they did to United, because if they don't, I'll be massively pissed off. Sorry for the language. Don't worry about it, mate. Don't worry about it. Because I would be pissed off as well. I'd definitely be pissed off as well if they don't play to the best of their ability. You know, it's ridiculous. I mean, it'd just be really, really annoying. Because I thought we put out a decent, strong team in, even though it was our incompetence, and, you know, they played well, and it was our kind of incompetence that we didn't win that game. You know, I think they need to put in a good performance at the Etihad, although it's not really going to inspire them because there's not much of a crowd, is there? There's not much of a crowd to kind of spur them on. So hopefully they do beat Manchester City and end their kind of unbeaten run that they've been going on. In all competitions anyway. Zach says, man, buy my green screen tomorrow. Very, very good. Very good, obviously. I recommended Zach a green screen. Very, very good that he's getting the green screen. And I'll be very, very excited to see what it looks like for his little setup. If you haven't gone and checked out his setup, it's absolutely superb. Go check it out. Link is in the description down below. I'd really recommend it. Zach says, more Bristol fans than City fans. Oh, yeah. More Bristol fans than City fans. I mean, you know, there's probably more Bristol fans on Twitter than there are City fans. Ridiculous. Choose the MUFC YouTube channels are the best on YouTube. Thank you, Tubes. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. And yeah, I do agree. You know, I do like all the channels on YouTube and all the Man United fan channels. I really, you know, look at them for inspiration, and they've really inspired me to create my own content. So I'm very happy that they exist, because if they didn't exist, then you would never know who I was, and I would never know you guys. So it's great to see that I'm, you know, interacting with a community like those guys, and you know, it's great to see, and I'm very, very happy. Welcome, Asian Gamer. Welcome to the stream. Please do leave a like if you haven't already. Nearing 20 likes on the stream. That'd be absolutely superb. But yeah, guys, I'm probably going to think about ending the stream quite soon. Sorry, Asian Gamer, by the way, if you've just joined. But, you know, it's been an absolutely superb stream, and I do appreciate all your support on the streams as well. And, you know, it's a great community that we have, and a really good, you know, I mean, as Tubes is saying, I really do like all the Man United fan channels, all the communities, and all the, you know, community we built up here is so supportive and so, you know, has such great opinions, and are just not afraid to express them, and that's absolutely superb. And on that note, I am going to end the stream now, so I do apologise, Asian Gamer, but don't worry about being late, but thank you very much for leaving a like if you have. And go check out Asian Gamer's content as well. I think he's on around 100 subscribers. So yeah, if you want to go check out Asian Gamer's channel, please do check them out. But anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for all the likes and all the support. Please do leave a like and subscribe to the channel if you are new around here. Also, feel free to share the channel around on your social medias and things like that. Would really appreciate it. Thank you very much, guys, for watching, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. And Zach, I'm looking forward to that green screen, buddy. Looking forward to it. Thanks for watching. Go subscribe to all the channels in the description down below if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys next time.